Welcome to our Plugs Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty Cat, with my sister co-host, Miss Morningstar on WKRA 92.7 FM The Change. If you're looking for the best in news, current events, community outreach programs, and shopping connections, you've come to the right place. We've got a great mix of content and community connections lined up for you this evening, along with special guest interviews. So, grab your favorite drink of choice, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Good morning, WKRA 92.7 The Change. It's your morning host, DJ Kitty, here with my sister, my co-host, Miss Morningstar from Our Plugs, the Community Connection. Happy Tuesday? Yes, happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, June the 3rd. We are here to celebrate another day that we've woken up and we are allowed to walk on this planet and be great. It's a beautiful day. I hope everyone had them a restful sleep. Sleep is so important. That's how you rejuvenate your body. And you've had your breakfast or you're in the midst of having breakfast. And not only that, you have drank water. Water is essential to a healthy life. Get you at least 8 ounces of water, cup of coffee, and come on in. We've got a great show this morning with our team. We're going to talk about the Pact Act. We're also going to talk about Job Corps, and we're just going to talk because that's what we do. We talk it out. So we're about to get started, but before we can start our show, we always begin with the positive affirmation. And that positive affirmation is brought from our affirmation queen, Mrs. Morningstar. Hey, sis.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. It's great to be here again.
Yes, it is.
It's great to be here in this morning. It's great to wake up. Sun is shining. It feels good. I hope everybody is having a good morning and enjoying, getting ready to start their day off. We got some affirmations for you, as always, to get you started. And this daily affirmation quotes are going to help you start your day on a positive note, boost your confidence, empower you to take challenges, whatever comes your way for the day and for the week. And you can incorporate them into your morning routine. Like I always tell you, have you a little yellow sticky note or just take about 3 or 5 of them and memorize them in your head, okay? And this will cultivate a mindset of positivity and self-belief. So let's get into a few of them. I won't go through each and every one, but I picked some that I really liked. I trust the journey I'm on. I believe in my abilities and strength. I attract success and abundance into my life. I'm resilient, strong, and brave. I radiate confidence, self-respect, and inner harmony. I'm at peace with all that has happened. It is happening, and it will happen.
That's right.
I am open for new adventures and opportunities. I trust myself to make the right decisions. I honor my commitments to myself and others. It's important to me. I release all negative energy and welcome positive energy into my life. I forgive myself for past mistakes and learn from them. I am resilient and can overcome any challenge. I'm courageous and stand up for myself. I align with energy and abundance. I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned every day. and I am deserving of love and respect. You on mute.
I keep doing that. I keep going on mute. Amen to all of that. Amen
Yes.
to all
So
of that.
I just hope, somebody could grab on. I know I sure am going to grab on to a few of those, because there are so many messages within those affirmations that they say practice what you preach. Got to practice what you preach. So there are things in there I can hold on to and go through my daily everyday life. So I hope that helps you, somebody out there.
I'm quite sure it does. We all need some reassurance and reminders that we are greatness, regardless of what anybody else says or thinks. I've learned a long time ago what other people feel about me and say about me is not my business. It's not my business. You can't pull me down because I don't even know. And one time in my life, I didn't even know you. So I will stay positive.
There's a quote. I used to
Yes,
didn't know you.
I used to didn't know you. So we're going to stay positive and stay resilient and stay strong, because of course we're going to get through this. We don't have a choice.
That's
Our
right.
ancestors could endure slavery. This is a cakewalk.
What's our excuse? We don't
We don't
have
have
none.
one.
We don't have
Not
none.
at all. Not with all the technology and all that we have right at our fingertips. There's no excuse for us not being able to do what we need to do.
Absolutely.
You just have to want it. Even when times get hard and things don't work out like you want them to, keep going. Just keep going
Exactly.
and keep showing up. So today, June 3rd, Tuesday, June 3rd, let's go ahead and get into this weather. Holly Springs, you have a high of 88 and a low of 69. It's going to be sunny. Winds out of the south-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. In the morning, the humidity is at 59%. In the evening, at 72%. Air quality is good. Grass pollen is very high. Flu, A1 flu, once again, is at 95%. So mask up if you need to, because it's going around. Memphis, Tennessee, a high of 88, a low of 72. Again, sunny. Few clouds, but all in all, it's going to be a sunny day. Winds out of the south, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Humidity is at 58%. In the morning, 69%. In the evenings, air quality is good. Grass pollen is very high. And tree pollen is medium and ragweed is medium. So you got some pollutants in the air. Make sure that you mask up or limit your time outside, your exposure. Hot Houston, come to the front. 89 degrees, which probably it's going to feel like about 99, 100 degrees. High of 89, low of 78, sunny and cloudy. A few clouds. Winds are out of the southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Humidity in the morning is at 66%, and in the evening, 80%. So it's going to feel like a soup kitchen in the evenings, of course. Air quality is moderate. Grass pollen is low, and ragweed is moderate. And flu A, 99%. So it's going around in Houston. Protect yourselves. So it doesn't look like we have any rain in the forecast, maybe a few spotty showers, but nothing to speak about. And yeah, it's hot. Hot. First day of summer is actually June 20th. This is the third day of hurricane season, hurricane season kicking in. So start getting prepared, because, it'll be on us, and who knows, we won't. I hope that our meteorologist can provide us the information that we need and keep us safe. But we know that our FEMA and those guys, they're not in existence for now because of Doge. Speaking of Doge, let's go ahead and get into news you can use, current events, hot topics, all that good jazz. So apparently Frumpy, the man with the dead hand, is upset because he was promised by Elonia that he would find $1 trillion and wasteful spending. And he's only come up with $170 billion. And even that is questionable because those are the numbers that Doge provided. But what are they getting their calculations off of? Based on what? Based on the number of people that you've fired without cause? Isn't firing somebody without cause illegal? Anywho.
That's the last I heard it was.
Anywho, so apparently now that Elonia has stepped down because, his businesses were being affected and he doesn't want to be in government any longer. He's the fall guy. But anybody who didn't think that he was going to be the fall guy when it hits the fan that, the man with the dead hand and his administration wouldn't be blaming somebody. Of course, they got to blame somebody. Why not blame the guy that was standing on the stage, jumping around, giving us the insane salute and with a chainsaw talking about cutting? Why not blame him?
Yeah, why not? The person who is currently has some issues, which I'm pretty sure they're going to use as an excuse as to why, as if they didn't know he had these kind of issues.
It was no secret
with narcotics and things like that. Yeah, I mean, they knew he was a active user of something. So yeah, I mean, this is what they do. They will blame. I mean, you still got Frumpy Dump, blaming Obama.
He blames any and everybody. The man has never taken accountability for anything. Not one time.
Nothing.
Since he's come, even when he was proven wrong, for instance, with the Central Park 5, he still wouldn't take accountability.
He
still wouldn't apologize.
That's his motto.
Never surrender, but he has a mugshot. You surrender.
Yeah, I mean, he don't make sense either. So, his motto is he, just kind of mafia style. Never admit anything.
If this is mafia style, y'all might want to go get regular schmegular jobs because.
Well, I ain't say he doing it right. What I'm saying.
No. I don't know if it's mafia
to act as if he is some sort of
boss.
Boss.
A man of no. He's no integrity, no accountability. All of it is a farce, and it's unfortunate. But yet here we are. And so Elonia, just get ready to, take the fall. This is what you signed up for. It's not even I'm not even gonna say we tried to warn you. I'm not even gonna say that because nobody tried to. You thought you were smarter than everybody.
I love this for him. Honestly, I do. I
Yeah,
absolutely love this for him.
I hope they get to squabbling. I hope because he already walking around with a black eye. He is. Gonna talk about his baby ex, the booger eater, was popped him in the eye. Nope.
He better go seek some medical attention because upon closer review, it looked a little infected. I don't know. I ain't a doctor. Allegedly. It looked like some infection and setting in up in there. I don't know.
Allegedly, Miss Janice.
Allegedly. I love Darian. We get a lot of our we have a good friend we want him on the show.
Yes, we really do. We want him on the show. I'm gonna pin this and send it to him. We want you on the show, Darian.
You come on the show, bring your creativity to the show so people can see why we say some of the things we say.
Yes. Did you hear about MTG? Big
Oh, the butch body.
Body.
What's going on with that?
Well, come to find out, she was talking about she was going to run for Senate. Now she's stepping away from that. She needs to. Why don't you just step down, period?
I don't know what she's playing. Ain't nobody voting for you.
Ain't nobody voting. I'm surprised she's still there.
Girl, bye.
But after this fiasco of you guys, the Republicans laying off and taking away and stripping everything, she may not be there next year. Fingers crossed. Her, Boebert, I got a whole list. All of them need to be
I am
ousted.
hopeful we gonna see some changes in 2026.
Yes, and it's time.
Right when we need to see it,
Yeah,
especially, just need it because we cannot, because I can't see it continuing to move forward like this. Nothing's getting done. Nothing's
no,
gotten done.
nothing,
6 months, nothing's gotten done.
nothing.
Nothing.
Except the only thing that's gotten done is you have taken away. That's it. You have taken away, dismantled, fired. There's nothing positive
You've
that you.
ruined lives. Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely ruined lives. Speaking of that, with laying off, there's a Supreme Court. So Trump, of course, runs to his Supreme Court anytime a federal judge blocks his illegitimate moves that he continues to make. And this is for my federal employees. It's a lot of us out here, federal employees, and we were waiting on the RIF. It's the RIF, the RIF, which was supposed to dismantle the government and lay off tons of people. So that was put to a halt by a federal judge in California. So of course he has now went to his Supreme Court on Mondays to halt the judicial order blocking mass job cuts and restructuring of agencies and things like downsizing, reshaping. In the Justice Department, the judge was Susan, the one who blocked it. She said it's just unlawful. Reduction in force, it's just unlawful. So they have now until June 9th to basically to respond to his claims of why they need to reduce this massive reduction, and have legitimate reasons why you're trying to lay off people from their jobs. Like, you have to come with some type of some type of facts. And also it says Constitution does not allow against presidential to have control over agencies. So he's not the boss of our agencies. He's not able to make those decisions that he claims he's able to make. It's not constitutional. The Congress is the core. They're the power, but they're not even the power over these agencies. That's why we have, chief of staff. We have different things that are in place. So he's just crossing the lines. He's blurring the lines, trying to make it as if he's this king.
Yeah.
And make these decisions.
I just hope that when things go back to normal, because eventually things will go back to normal, eventually I pray things will go back to normal.
It's going to take a while. I don't even think it's going to be the same, because now we as a people, I feel, are more guarded.
Yes, of course.
So how we're moving.
Who would want to work for the government now?
We're going to move so different.
So different. I mean, you have a Congress that didn't step up. You have lawmakers and people who were elected officials who basically caved. Speaking of caved, at least 11 major corporations such as Oracle, McDonald's, Morgan Stanley are walking away from their law firms for those law firms who sided with the man with the dead hand. So big corporations have said, you know what? We see what happened to Target by fooling with these folks. We see that you have no bearing and no understanding of how things work. If you decide to go with the man with the dead hand, we're walking away and we're pulling our business, and that's what's happening. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Keep it up.
I saw the Target, this allegedly, I saw the CEO of Target slowly sliding down the wall. Because he going through it.
I'm glad he's going through it.
It's tough for Target. I don't know if they're going to make it. I don't know.
Go through it. Go under it. Go over it. Just go. Because the thought process of you thinking that it was okay to dismantle DEI, here it is Pride Month, and every year you guys have been supportive, and now you want to turn your back because you got a criminal in the White House, and he's demanding that you guys show loyalty to him, or what he gonna do? Nothing. You guys, they fell for it. He's not scary. I mean, he's a whole taco. How can you be scared of a taco? Target. My goodness, that's just sad. But anywho, yeah, the man with the dead hand loses once again. I do have a little bit of sad news. Let me express my deepest sympathies to Rihanna. Rihanna lost her father
Yeah.
a couple days ago.
Yeah. I
Uh,
saw that.
he was sick and he passed away at the age of 70. I know what it feels like, Rihanna, honey, and I'm praying for you and your family and all those involved. Anyone that loses a loved one, death is so final and it's heartbreaking. So I just pray for you, honey. I,
Yeah.
I know
And
she's listening. I know she's listening. So, um, let's see.
condolences.
Yes, condolences. Now, I heard that Stephen Miller is a little upset about the deportation.
Hmm.
He's upset because, you
I
know,
read that.
yeah, he's upset. He's a little upset because he didn't want for the deportation to be limited. He was asking, why aren't you going to Home Depot and going and just rounding folks up?
Yeah. He was like, who told you that you just had to get criminals? Y'all did. What you talking about? Stephen Miller? Man, head. Look, Pee Wee German. What are you
Pee
talking
Wee Jeremy.
about? What are we talking?
My thing is, it's called due process. And for you to be in the government and not respect due process, it is sad. I understand why you're upset. Your wifey done ran off with Elonia. I
Well,
mean,
Kitty, that's what I was about to say. He really
imagine.
frustrated about something else. Now you want listen, sir, Pee Wee Germany, come to the front of the room. If you hear us, it ain't our fault. You don't go play like that with your spouse. You don't put her in that situation and then you lose her. That ain't our fault, Pee Wee German,
I mean,
aka Stephen Miller.
he should have known the type of woman he married. Look at her and look
Ain't
at
our
him.
fault.
Of course she's gonna run where the money is at. Why
Where the
would she
money
not?
reside? She
Where
went
the
to where
money
the money
resides?
reside.
She was
Where
with
the
him
money
for the money.
reside.
It wasn't no love. That was a relate. I mean, I don't knock people for whatever they do and out behind closed doors. That's not my business. But I'm just gonna speak for myself. I can't speak for anybody else. If my husband was to offer me up to another person, and that person happened to be a multi-millionaire, a billionaire, and my husband's not a millionaire or a billionaire, but if you don't have enough respect for me to say, oh no, I would never share my wife, then I'm definitely
It
going with
sounds like a movie.
God.
Y'all remember that movie? Indecent Proposal.
Indecent.
Y'all remember that movie?
That was pretty indecent.
Y'all go look it up. Y'all go look it up.
Allegedly,
Allegedly.
Miss
Yeah.
Janice. Allegedly, Miss Janice.
Mm.
Allegedly. Yeah, so that's what I have for this morning. Do you have anything else before we go?
I do, but I think we need a break.
Yes, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break.
Okay.
You're listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. Sparkle Kicks LLC is your one-stop shop for a wide variety of customized items. So bling out your Crocs. Customize that cutting board. Get you custom dominoes. Stop by and we will customize your order today. We can be found on Etsy and Our Plugs LLC. I'll be waiting to customize your order. All you need to do is place it.
Welcome to Morningstar Boutique, where the sun is shining and the style is all about you, your beauty, confidence, and individuality. Whether that's your perfect summer dress, a chic jumpsuit, or outfit you didn't know you needed, we've got you. Stop by ourplugs.com and check us out. We'll see you soon.
Opal Simplistic Beauty is hair care and skincare in a bottle. Take a quick survey and let us design your own formula. Go to ourplugs.com, look for Opal Simplistic Beauty, and we can get your formula out to you as soon as possible. We hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day. And we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the community connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. Sis had one more story she wanted to cover on our current events, news you can use. What do you have
Yes.
for
So
us?
y'all know I always gotta come with some crazy news.
What is
I
it
don't know if
today?
y'all can use, but Mobile, Alabama.
Oh, Lord.
Pastor Powell.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, Mr.
Pastor.
Roy Pastor Powell, come to the front, have a seat. You in trouble. 72-year-old pastor from Alabama pistol whips a man during a robbery, then apologized.
What?
So pastor must have been having him a day. The pastor has now been charged with first-degree robbery after he reportedly took a man's book bag at gunpoint and hit him with the pistol during the altercation. Now, pastor, I don't know what you used to do back before you got saved, but you let them demons slip back in, pastor. You let them slip in. Now, I got to tell you, sir. And then you try to apologize. I know we are the flesh. The flesh is weak. And I don't know why you did it, but this is why they said he did it. And I don't know, he must have been having a bad day. 30 years he's been a pastor at Cedar Street Missionary Baptist Church. And that's his church. And he was arrested and released from jail the next day. Apparently, let's see. The alleged victim said he was walking to the post office when Pastor Powell bumped into him on the sidewalk. He said, "You was in my way. I'm walking down the sidewalk." We had words back and forth. And according to the victim, Pastor Powell drove away after the argument, but returned minutes later in a truck, this time armed with the gun. The man claimed Powell hit him in the head with the weapon. I should be laughing. I'm gonna go there.
I ain't going to hell with you, sis.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Jesus. It took his book bag. Why you take his bag, Mr. Powell? Pastor Powell, why you take his bag? Did you have a flashback? I don't know. I need a little assistance from the chat this morning. Why Pastor Powell flip out? Did he used to be a PIMP back in his day? I don't know.
Well, the YouTube chat is saying that he used to be a PIMP
in his day.
Y'all, I have heard a lot in my lifetime. But the pastor is out here.
Don't play with the pastor.
Yanking people. All he did was walk down the street. Why do you have to hit?
Why you bump into me?
But people bump into people. Why are you? First of all, you bumped into the man, and then said you was walking down the street.
But
then
go ahead.
You went to your vehicle.
He rode out. He rode out for a minute. Came back with it.
And you came back with that thing, and then you hit the man with it. Then you apologize. Y'all.
Court papers say that Pastor Powell later came back to apologize to the young man.
He asking for forgiveness.
The victim, who did not know Powell was a pastor at the time, was shocked to learn his background afterwards. I told you, this one Pastor Powell. Okay, that one pastor. He's 72 years old, and he went back 30 years when he was out here in these streets, and he forgot, but he prayed about it. He said he was sorry. I think we got to forgive the pastor. But I don't know, Pastor, you got to get in trouble. You hit a ball. You clocked him.
I mean, you hit the man with a weapon in your hand. Anything could have happened.
That's assault.
That is assault. And what Miss Jack said, he spun the block with the Glock. Mr. James said he's a born-again sinner. T. Wiz said, what's the pastor's name? I need to make sure he's not my family. T. Wiz, who? You know, WKRA, we are...
y'all go look it up. It's a true story. This happened.
We're just
Mobile, Alabama. Don't play with Pastor Powell. I'm just telling y'all right now, don't play with Pastor Powell.
I assume that there is act right at the church. There is act right because pastor walking around packing.
Ain't no going to sleep. Ain't no laughing kids. Ain't none of that goofy stuff happening. Not
Don't chew gum.
House church.
Up in Pastor Powell's. Powerful Black woman said he's the hood pastor. I get it because I don't know what's going on with Pastor Powell. I don't know what happened and for him to go off like that on a tangent and pull it out the
triggers. We talked about triggers one time on our show. Pastor Powell, that was a trigger. He said, "Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today. Not tomorrow. Not at all.
Not today." YN. You know he said that. I ain't gonna say what that means, but I'm gonna.
So allegedly, our brother DC got a lot of jokes.
I'm about to bring him up.
He said trying to get that. No. Ali's first. He said trying to get that new Cadillac.
See, I got through all.
DC said the Lord is his shepherd. He know what he want. He said he repented of his sins. Reggie called him a pistol pimp. And DC said, Pastor Pow Pow. I'm done with y'all. I'm done.
I ain't playing with Pastor Pow. Probably that woman said he turned Snoop Dogg. I don't know. Probably did, sis. He went back to gin and juice days. I don't know.
He was going through some things. Pastor said, I will repent of my sins after I get this off of my chest. Melbo said, people are pew pew. I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of y'all in the YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and go to our next Miss Morningstar. I'm going to need you to clear through me what you gonna report on.
I'll make it up.
When it comes to the crazy stories.
I gotta read it.
I mean, but yeah.
I'm just gonna report the news, y'all. I would just report the news.
We just report the news. We don't make it. We don't make the news. We just report it. But my goodness today. Yeah, the pastor was a little upset.
He turned up.
Pastor, pray about it. Okay? Go ahead and pray about it, Pastor, because you are tripping, Pastor. You tripping. You done jumped on somebody and didn't do nothing to you. Repent and pray.
You don't know about me in my TI voice.
Go ahead and
you don't know about me.
Please bring up Veterans Voice because we can't even, I don't even want to talk about Pastor Powell and his pew pew.
Oh my God, Pastor Powell, that's my homie, that's my boy.
Now you would say the Pastor Powell's your homie, your
free
boy.
Pastor Powell, y'all. Free Pastor Powell.
No, Pastor Powell need to go sit down somewhere clocking folks with pistols. No, go sit down somewhere. Hey, Allie, how you doing today?
Hey, don't smite me with the staff and the rod. Don't smite me with that, man. Hey. Listen, he had a bad day. Right? Pastor Powell was not trying to trust no demons walking around on the earth, okay?
He said, I rebuke you.
He's not, look, he thought it was a blagger. He said, I'm gonna let you know how I
We got a little slide.
No. Assault is assault. We're not doing it just because the man with the dead hand has 34 felonies does not mean this is
listen. I wish
and order.
I wish I could show you this picture, y'all, of Pastor Powell. I'm gonna drop it in our private group so my team could get a look at Pastor Powell. Look like a nice, righteous man. He's right,
Christian man.
He was pushed to the limit that day.
That man was just walking down the street. He wasn't
He
pushed
said,
to
told
no
him to
limit.
say, "Excuse me."
No limit soldier.
That man was just walking
What
down
you want
the
him to
street.
do, Kitty? All right, let me shut up.
Yes, let's just go ahead and let Pastor Pound be where he's at. I wondered, did the church go get him out? Is he released?
You know they did. Sure. Leave the pastor in there. Sure.
That pastor didn't play no
What?
good. So look, we also, before I get into the veteran stuff, right? There's a bill, HR 3518.
Yeah, let's talk about that one.
That one is proposed to take away funding for any schools, any universities, and stuff like that, right? What that's going to do is going to try to limit Black institutions or Black doctors from getting their funding. So if any institution who participate in DEI, they left off the A, of course, they're not going to get federal funding. So they don't want institutions to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, or else you're going to lose funding, right? So yeah, so that's just for folks to understand that. Now, I'm going to talk about the Pact Act that was passed in 2022. This is for veterans. They talk about burn pits, Agent Orange. This opens up a lot for veterans, and I'm at the back end of it. I'm going to talk about the people who voted against it and some of the stuff, the amendments they voted against. This bill is just for veterans. This bill is for veterans of Vietnam and Gulf War coming up to post 9/11, right? We have senators out here in these Congress and in Capitol Hill voting against veterans benefits. I'm going to give you a guess what party they would belong to. All right, so I'm going to play a few videos here, and then we may interrupt in the middle of it. Then we have a talk about it, and I'll talk about the people who voted against it, so we could understand what we're talking about. All right, so the first one is from the VA, so I ain't making stuff up, but like I said, I'm gonna pause it so we could understand what's going on.
The Pact Act is a new law that went into effect in August of 2022. This law expands VA healthcare and benefits for veterans who were exposed to burn pits, Agent Orange, and other toxic substances. The Pact Act is one of the largest expansions in healthcare and benefits in VA history. It will help generations of veterans and their survivors get the care and benefits they have earned and deserve. The following is a brief summary of the Pact Act and what it can mean for you and other veterans. The Pact Act expands eligibility for VA healthcare for veterans with toxic exposures and for veterans of the Vietnam, Gulf War, and post 9/11 eras. The Pact Act adds more than 20 new presumptive conditions for burn pits and exposure to other toxic substances. There are also more presumptive exposure locations for Agent Orange and radiation. Toxic exposure refers to a military environmental exposure, such as certain chemicals, air pollutants, radiation, and warfare agents. So, what does a presumptive condition for toxic exposure mean? It has to do with VA disability ratings. VA disability ratings require a disability to be connected to your military service. For some conditions, you may have to prove that your disability is connected to your service. But for other conditions, VA assumes that your service caused your condition. These conditions are called presumptive conditions, and the Pact Act has expanded the number of these types of conditions and exposure locations. If you haven't filed a claim yet, you can learn about your options to file online, in person, or by mail. Visit this website to learn more. If your disability claim was denied in the past, but VA now considers your condition to be presumptive, you can submit a supplemental claim at this website. You can also help spread the word about expanded VA healthcare eligibility. If you know veterans of Vietnam, Gulf War, and post 9/11 eras who aren't enrolled in VA healthcare, reach out to them. They may be hesitant to apply, so try sharing your own experiences with them to help demystify the process. Tell them that VA healthcare for any illness determined to be related to their military service is free. And be sure to remind them that they have earned the right to this care through their service. Point them in the direction of resources to help them apply. Tell them to go online at www.va.gov/health-care. They can also call the toll-free number at 877-222-8387, or they can apply in person at the nearest VA medical center or clinic.
So there's two things to really take away from this first video. I got another short one. So they added 20 presumptive claims to the VA to this with this bill, with the Pact Act. 20. That means there are 20 new categories: veterans who suffer from effects from the burn pits and from Agent Orange and other chemicals during their service, from Vietnam all the way up to post 9/11. 20. And so when they say presumptive, that means if you served in that location, they're going to assume you were affected by those ailments. And basically, you're getting a freebie when it comes to claims. Another part, if you submitted before claims for these issues that were in these 20 categories, over 20 categories, if you submitted your claims before and you were denied, you could now go ahead and submit them now with a supplemental. And we talked about how to submit claims already online, right? So if you haven't, if you haven't seen that, make sure you go on YouTube and you go through the live section, check the lives, and you'll see. I can't remember what date we did, but if you go back and look, you'll find it, right? But if you go to va.gov, you could file your supplemental online. All right. And so those are the key points I want to make clear on this one. And we're going to go to the next video. It talks about
And welcome to another episode of this
5 areas where folks can benefit from when it comes to the Pact Act. So let's check it out. This is our short one as well.
Sit Rep. It's here, folks. The Pact Act has been signed. And in this video, I'm going to cover 5 distinct things the Act will do for veterans. And I will also provide you with 3 different ways to find additional information. So, what does the Pact Act do for veterans? First off, the Pact Act expands and extends eligibility for VA health care for veterans with toxic exposures and veterans of the Vietnam era, Gulf War era, and post 9/11 era. Second, the Act adds more than 20 new presumptive conditions for burn pits and other toxic exposures. Third, it adds more presumptive locations for Agent Orange and radiation exposure. Fourth, the Act provides toxic exposure screenings for every veteran enrolled in VA healthcare. And fifth, the Pact Act will help VA improve research, staff education, and treatment related to toxic exposures. There is a lot of information here to unpack, which is why the Sit Rep is creating a series of videos on how the Pact Act specifically affects veterans from each era of service, how it affects past and present claims for VA disability, and much more. So the first way to learn more about the Pact Act is to subscribe to this channel. Not only will the Sit Rep be posting new content, but so will VA leadership and subject matter experts. The second way to find additional information is to visit va.gov/pact. I have already checked the website out, and it is an excellent resource that covers tons of questions you may have about the Pact Act and has links for you to enroll in VA healthcare, apply for or submit supplemental claims for VA disability, and much more. The third way to find additional information is by calling VA's information hotline 24/7 at 1-800-698-2411. As always, thanks for tuning in, and be sure to check out the video description below.
Ali, you're on mute. So now that the Pact Act has made those changes, I'm hearing it's different regions that are being included as well, because before it was just the burn pits and now it's including Vietnam.
Yes,
that's correct.
Yes, and
good.
So more than 20 new presumptive conditions for burn pits and other toxic exposures.
Okay.
So this is going to be important when I go to when we talk about the voting for this stuff and some of the amendments they try to add to it. And you think to yourself, this is a no-brainer. We want to make sure that we have all these things. I don't want to jump ahead of myself because I know what I'm going to read. But 2020 presumptive, they add presumptive for Agent Orange, other radiation exposures, because some of the folks in Vietnam, they didn't get nothing. They don't want to study it. They don't want to, look into it. They got the bad end of the stick, right? And I'm trying not to curse because, I'll get, slapped on my hand by DJ Kitty right here. So the VA will help, we talk about research and staff education and stuff like that. So if you go to that website, va.gov/PACT, let me make sure I go, PACT, then you'll get more information on that. You also have the number you can call. That is 1-800-698-2411. So that's 1-800-698-2411, and you get some more information on it. So let's talk about the bill, right? There's the Pact Act bill, and Republicans didn't want to vote for it. Most of them did not want to vote for it. All right. When you talk about the amendments that were put into play, so there was only 3 Republicans who co-signed this bill. 3 Republicans co-signed the bill. This is a bill for veterans, and only 3 thought of themselves to vote for the bill. Okay, so let me talk about a few of this, not a few, but just 1 or 2 of these amendments that they voted no on. So this was amendment number 5, replace the text. So they just want to make sure that burn pits were included, and Republicans voted against it. Another one was an amendment to ensure toxic exposed veterans have access to mammogram screening. Let me repeat it again. This was an amendment to ensure exposed veterans have access for mammogram screenings. 253 people voted against it.
That's ridiculous.
So I'm gonna go to another amendment, and then we could go to, you can ask questions. So you have another amendment. This allows veterans of burn pits registry to designate individual or immediate family member to update the registry in case they pass away. They voted against it as well, right? And I'm talking about the Republicans. And so if you remember correctly, Jon Stewart had to shame them into passing this bill because all of them said, no, they're not going to pass it. They refused. And a comedian who's not even a veteran had to tell them, hey, this is important. This is really important. So they didn't want to. There's another amendment about studying it and making sure that we have studies. They didn't want to do that either.
Wow.
This is for the veterans. There is nothing else but veterans in this Pact Act.
It's crazy work.
It is crazy.
It's crazy work.
So where do we stand now? They added it anyway, right?
It finally got passed.
Passed.
Right?
Okay.
And so if
Thank
you
God.
go, but Democrats were the one that created the bill and forced them to the table so they could pass this bill, and so veterans could finally get compensated for stuff that happened during.
And Joe Biden signed the legislation, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And you said it was 253 of them that voted against him. I need everybody that can hear my voice. If you are a veteran and you vote for any of these 253, you ought to be ashamed of yourself because they have voted against you.
Yeah, it's not hard to support the veterans. You could do it with the actions though. Don't do it with thank you for no. Do it with your actions.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying. Right. So
thank you, Ali.
Thank you so much, Ali.
It affects a lot of people. So if you know veterans, especially the older veterans from Vietnam, and any veterans that are suffering, because we are exposed to a lot of things we don't even know.
Yeah.
Trust me. And, they don't come with a big warning sign a lot of times. But a lot of times they do have warning signs saying this got chemicals in it and all this stuff. But so this is important for veterans and veterans who are here. We got Miss Jack, and she was talking about she filed too. So we don't, like the video talked about, some people don't want to file this stuff. We got to make sure that we make sure the veterans are taken care of, especially if they're not 100% permanent in total.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Ali, for once again coming with knowledge for our veterans. It is up to us to make sure that our veterans are taken care of. It's the least we can do. And the least that the representatives from state representatives and the House and the Senate, and the least that they can do is vote for the vets. I mean, we wouldn't have a country. Let me stop. We're gonna go ahead and go to break because I get my my blood pressure's going up when I think about it. Thank you so much, Ali.
I appreciate you.
Our plugs.
Appreciate you, Ali.
Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We'll be right back. Let's play a couple commercials and come right on back.
And I'd like for you to do one more thing for me. Hold up 2 fingers. This is you, and this is me, and the space that exists between us should be filled with value.
Equal, a global human initiative, and its value identity model.
Hello, fellow taxpayers. I'm Andre Martinez, and as the founding owner of EA Tax Pros, I can honestly tell you that our clients trust our team of highly skilled and experienced accountants. Why? Because we work with a passion to keep your money in your pockets, and we keep filing taxes simple, regardless of any situation. And let's be honest, taxes are not everyone's favorite. That's why, as a multi-service accounting firm, our professional accountants have a deep understanding in all areas of accounting, and as well as tax planning, preparation, and resolving your tax issues. We lead the way of effectively utilizing the tax regulations and IRS codes to help our clients clearly identify the path of their personal, nonprofit, and business goals. So, if you don't know how to start your business or your nonprofit, we welcome you to the EA Tax Pros team, and you will have access to our enrolled agents who have earned the highest certification of the IRS, as well as CPAs, certified acceptance agents, and QuickBooks certified pro advisors. So, give us a call, 713-496-0262, or you can visit us at ea-taxpros.com. So come join the team that taxpayers trust. Also, don't forget to check out ourplugs.com, a community built with culture.
And we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We had a very interesting conversation about the Pact Act with our brother, Ali Goad. He always brings informative information for our veterans, and we can never thank him enough. It's what we do. It's our job to make sure that our veterans have what they need because they made sure we were protected, plain and simple. And why not? Why would we not? So next we have coming to the stage, we've got our brother DC and our brother Reggie coming to the stage this morning. Good morning. Good morning, Reggie. Good morning, DC.
Good morning, brothers. Good morning.
Good
Happy Tuesday,
morning.
everybody.
Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. So today we are talking about, we had a different topic, but we decided to change that up because we know that this one that we need to discuss is far more important. And what that is about Job Corps, the Job
Absolutely.
Corps, you know. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. DC, do you want to start the conversation?
Yeah, I'll pick it up again. Good morning to the WKRA listening audience, and today, like DJ Kitty said, we switched topics because this is such a important thing that's happened within our community with the dissolution of Job Corps. Um, a lot of our children in our community have used Job Corps to escape poverty. And the fallout from this, it could be dramatic. So I wanted to first start off with a little historical context about Job Corps and when it was founded and the purpose. So Job Corps was initially started under the Kennedy administration. So in the early 60s, JFK had come up with the plan of Job Corps. And of course, President Kennedy was assassinated in 1963. And fortunately enough, LBJ continued on with the program to institute and found Job Corps. Um, and he made it part of his platform of fighting of his war against poverty. At that time, the teenage unemployment rate was double that of the adult unemployment rate. So they felt they needed to address the teen unemployment that was happening in the nation. So with Job Corps, it provides trade uh, skills in today's environment. You get your CNAs, you get your CDL drivers, you get your HVACs, your electricians. There's so many trades come through Job Corps. Um, and also, one of the elements that most people don't think about is that when children age out of foster care, kids with no families, a lot of times that was their avenue to formulate a career path, was age out of foster care and then go into Job Corps. So Job Corps, the attempt to shutter Job Corps has been attempted in most ultra conservative Republican presidencies. Nixon tried to shutter it, and so did Reagan. Um, but we know, as part of the Project 2025 agenda, um, these things are getting, these check boxes are getting checked off. Um, and what's happening in our major cities, like here where I'm at, the two locations in my state were shuttered immediately. So the one in Flint, Michigan was shuttered immediately. The one in Detroit was shuttered immediately. The one in Memphis was shuttered immediately. And there's 4 locations in Texas. There's 7 locations in Mississippi, all of which have been shuttered. So today's topic, we want to talk about the impact that this will have on our young adults that either have used the Job Corps as a way to escape poverty. Job Corps has also been used as the diversionary program for juvenile that had problems with law enforcement. The judicial system. It's also been used as a tool uh, to divert them from criminal behavior. So I'd like to open up the platform to to get input to see how this is going to affect, our young adults.
Well, I'll start off. I know for a fact that this is really going to impact our Black and Brown community more than anywhere else. Look at exactly where they're shuttering immediately at. It's in areas that are predominantly Black and Brown. It's really sad because this was an avenue for children, young adults to get a trade. Obviously they are in a situation where maybe college isn't for them or in the cards, but they want to learn something and get off the streets and still be a productive asset to the community. And instead of this administration seeing it that way, they're just looking at where we can cut costs. And my motto, where is the money? You guys are doing all these cuts. Where's the money going? Where's the money, LaShandra? That is the question of the day. You want to shut down everything, any and everything. And I just heard that, in about 3 to 4 years, electricians and plumbers will be, hugely needed in this country because we've deported so many electricians and plumbers when they're decided to get rid of brown people and send them to a country they aren't even from. So this is a direct impact on our community. It's a direct attack on our community. But I'm going to stay hopeful because although Job Corps is going away and in some instances has gone away, I know that other companies may have to step up and say, let's offer this internship, this paid internship for these young adults and maybe put them up, how do a per diem and put them up so that they have a place to live, make it so it's affordable. Maybe, I don't know, make a deal with a hotel that's close to where the office is at so these young kids can get the skills that they need and then work full time and then get them on their way. It's up to the companies and small businesses to step up and grab these young adults. Now, this is just DJ's Kitty's mind into jumping into, I'm a mom, so let's resolve this. Let's figure out where can they go? What were they going to Job Corps for? Let's get with the company and see if they're willing to, work with these kids so that they can get the skills that they need. But that's just my thought. Reggie, what are your thoughts?
This is nothing short of a poverty to prison pipeline. I'm glad you used the word attack because that is absolutely true and inapplicable to what is happening.
Your audio is real bad.
Okay, let me drop it.
Yeah, drop and come back. Go ahead, Miss Morningstar. While Reggie's getting his audio together, go ahead.
No, I just agree totally with what you were saying, Kitty. We're going to have to hope that these corporations step up and offer some sort of trading programs for these kids because effective June 30th is when it's supposed to, be in effect. And it's going to be a lot of kids out in the streets.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids do not have other resources. They don't have family. And all they want to do, they're going to Job Corps to do the right thing. And now you're forcing them back out into these streets and you tell them to do something with their lives, but you strip that from them. It's such the upside down world. It's the upside down world. You're not, and it's all just to hurt people. It's not anything that's going to reflect making this government more efficient. No, it's to hurt people. Particularly, like you said, the Black and Brown community.
Yeah.
Hi, Reggie is back up. Go ahead, Reggie.
Is my sound any better?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Okay. Yeah, were you guys able to make out anything that I was saying earlier?
No, you may as well just start over because it was muffled.
Okay, I'm sorry about
It's okay.
that. What I was essentially saying is that, the prison the poverty to prison pipeline this is a deliberate attempt to implement. Every time that we as a Black community have seen progress, have seen forward momentum, after a time, there is always an effort to derail us or to stop it completely. And this is another one of those times. This is Project 2025 at its best.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
The most affected age range in this whole dynamic is the 16-year-old to 24-year-old, which we know in today's society that's our most endangered, uh, you know, um, age span. Like Reggie said, in my state, it takes $48,000 to house an inmate for a year. The Job Corps program, some of these programs are 6 to 8 months, and they may cost 25,000. So you're saying the value of giving someone a trade or a skill to become self-sufficient doesn't outweigh what we're paying uh, the private prison complex to house uh, this same age demographic, to put them behind bars and garner free labor from them behind bars. It's disgusting. It's literally disgusting. There's no other way to put it.
You're right. It gives me chills because it's blatant. At this point, it's blatant, and I think it's up to us to reach out. Maybe do a Google search and reach out to some of the people that are doing apprenticeships and doing making internships, and reach out to them and maybe give them an opportunity to come and speak and get other companies engaged and involved. I can do a Google search. We can all do a Google search and see who we can get, who can come up and speak, because this is a huge problem that they just dumped on us 2 days ago.
And according to Priscilla in the comments, they released some today.
Yes.
So they moved the dates up. So some kids are now homeless.
Right.
And like you said, this is just a way to get free labor, because they're going to put them in these encampments where they'll have to work for free. They want them to. This is a push to get out here and commit crime and do something in desperation, because it's a desperate. When you think about it, you don't have anywhere to eat.
What can you do?
You're out here. You're going to resort to negativity.
You're forced.
Yeah, and at the same time, they're cutting SNAP benefits and EBT, so now they don't even qualify for that, because they're gonna say, "Hey, you're an able-bodied person, go out and find a job." Well, I was working to get my skill. Right.
Let's not forget about the jobs, how he came in and cut all those civil rights actions with jobs. Now they can discriminate. They don't have to hire you. They can discriminate and choose and pick and choose who they want. No diversity. Who they want to work in their companies.
Yeah.
There's no discrimination act any longer. He dismantled that.
So no one can try to convince me that this is not an assault on the American people by the American government. It's sad that we live within a society, within a government that doesn't value its people. But that is a fact of what we are navigating at this moment, and that what we as Black people have always navigated from the beginning.
It's very frustrating when I sit here and I listen and I know that it's all, you're right, Kyle, for Black women. It's just hateful. You know, I heard somebody say the other day, they didn't vote for their best interest. They voted because they didn't want somebody else to have. You know, they voted against, not for themselves, they voted against someone.
her.
And it's horrible. And I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless because I'm so angry, you know, and I don't want to be angry. I'm not, you know, life is short. I don't want to use my energy being angry and frustrated, but Jesus, sir, dude, it's like you are attacking our children.
But these, to your point, these are the vegetables of what a value absent society produces. It produces more value after. We are operating with a broken model that produces more broken. And so until we change the model, we're going to continue to see the same results, the same outcomes. We're going to continue to be faced with the same challenges and fight these same battles.
Yeah, so at this point, you know, like I said, the only thing that we can do, because Our Plugs was created for the community. I just opened up my laptop so I can reach out and see apprenticeship programs in Detroit. Apprenticeship programs. What were the cities? Because these kids need somewhere to go.
Memphis, Detroit. You
St.
said
Louis.
Mississippi, right? Right, DC?
Yeah, 7 locations in Mississippi, 4 locations in Texas. You know, and like I said, the Black and brown communities were shuttered immediately. I mean, here on the local news, they showed a young guy that was in the process of getting a CDL, and you know, he aged out of the foster care system, so he has no family. He's like, I don't even know where to go. You know, this is where I live, this is where I got my meals, and this is where I was getting my skills to be a productive member of society. And today, I'm homeless. I have nowhere to go.
And you know it's illegal to be homeless in this country.
They're going to put them in prison because
Exactly, and that is the design. That's the entire intention of Project 2025.
It's cruelty.
Is to re-enslave us, essentially.
Cruelty is their mission.
It's the intent, yeah.
So I'm going to do this. I'm going to reach out, DC, if you have any other information on those facilities. What I want to do is I'm just going to do a Google search. Internship programs in Detroit, internship programs in Memphis, in Mississippi, in Texas, and reach out to them. And I'm going to send them a letter asking them to come on. If you have an internship program or a apprenticeship program, please come on, because the Job Corps and these young people, they need to hear from you, because where are they supposed to go? And I think it's up to the companies to step up.
We need an emergency, because this is an emergent thing, like where these kids can reach out to somebody now and say, hey, you know, do you have something for me that I can do? Or, you know, something.
Yeah,
it is an emergency.
Absolutely, Ms. Morningstar. And if it's anybody within the sound of our voice, if you own a business and you can offer up a internship, a helper position, you know, try to mentor one of these displaced youth.
Please.
Because like I said, we know the game is rigged. We know what they want. They want these kids out there on the street committing crime, so they can lock them up take away their voting privileges. It's a huge dynamic to everything that's wrapped
Absolutely.
up in this. If you commit a crime, you get a felony. Guess what? Now you
Vote.
can't even
Can't
vote.
vote.
And now you go behind bars, and now you produce free labor in the commercial private prison industry. So it's a setup. It's a huge setup, and they've just opened the floodgates to feed the monster that they want. You know,
Now,
and that's the sad
to,
part.
to your point, DC, that is absolutely what it is. And I'm hopeful, I'm praying that these corporations, Nike, Coca-Cola, Microsoft, Bill Gates, will use this as a call to arms and a call to action to your point this morning, Star, step in and step up and to roll out. They already have these programs within their respective structures. So to those who have the power to facilitate immediate solutions to this problem, then do so.
Make right.
I agree
Make
with you
right.
1,000%.
Kitty, I
Well,
think we might need to do a part 2 to this because
yeah, I
this
am.
is something that I think we need to
We need to jump.
open the floodgates and
Yes.
put some information
Yeah,
out what we may be able to find or get it out there.
Yeah. And
yeah,
I'm
we need.
going to reach out to the young man that works for the Port of Houston. I have his card. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking at my cards and reach out to him because they do have an apprenticeship program at the port.
Yeah, we need major corporate and civic involvement
Yes, we
to
do.
address this.
Yeah.
And I'd like to put out a public service announcement, since we're mainly our listening audience is in Memphis and Holly Springs. If you own a business in Mississippi in one of the following towns, these towns have Job Corps centers: Memphis, Tennessee; Crystal Springs, Mississippi; Jackson, Mississippi; Gulfport, Mississippi; Batesville, Mississippi; Tupelo, Mississippi; Picayune, Mississippi; and Canton, Mississippi. If you have a business in one of these cities and you can bring on anybody as a helper or intern, please reach out to your local Job Corps center in those cities.
Please, please. I mean, we've got to do something. We see that our government has failed us, period. They failed our youth. They failed us. They failed everyone. They've enriched themselves. It's time for the corporations as well as the citizens of the United States to stand up and come together and make sure that our kids have a path forward because prison isn't the path. Slavery isn't the path. You guys go ahead and give us your last final words. I hate to end on a ugly note, so I will say this. Our Plugs was created so that we will fight for our community. And these young men and these young women, if you can hear me, understand, Auntie ain't done. This is not right, and we are going to fight this. We're not giving up. We're not just going to turn you over to this system. We're going to fight. Go ahead, Reggie. You're on mute, baby.
The numbers are still in our favor. The power is still with the people. But to your point, Dick, we have to come together now.
Yeah, now. Go ahead, DC.
Yeah, just real quick, I just want all of these kids to know you're not a throwaway. People care. We care what happens to your future. And we will be vocal and try to help you as much as we possibly can.
Absolutely. Thank you, brothers. Go ahead, Miss Morningstar.
Again, just repeating, just copying off of the two gentlemen, and we are definitely going to be pushing to get some type of something going or somebody to take notice because, and I know it's going to collectively take all of us, even our chat. Please If you have resources, please send us an email, or you can send us an email, or you can get in contact with us. You know how to get in contact with me and DJ Kitty, just somehow, to pass on those resources. And I think everybody for tonight was a great show this
show.
morning. I'm sorry. Thank you for this morning. It was a great show. And you guys have a wonderful Tuesday.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for bringing this information. And we're not going to leave on a sad note. I want our listening audience to know we are fighting, we are family, and we're not giving up, especially on our babies. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. We will see you guys again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for listening. Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty
and Miss Morningstar.
We are here from Our Plugs, the Community Connection, and we will be your new morning host on WKRA 92.7 The Change.
Yes, we will be broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll also be streaming on YouTube at Our Plugs LLC.
Be sure to tune in.